What up, everybody? What up, everybody? He will be here in just a minute. What up, everybody? What up, everybody? What up, everybody? This is Carlton Hamilton with Plan Your Greatness. Hold on a second. We got this AC blowing. I need to shut that off. Hold up. Let me get to the spot. See, I'm rocking my alma mater, ASU. You know, next time I go back to Chicago, I'm gonna pick up a Chicago State University hat. I've always wanted one of those hats. Chicago State University. I actually wanted to go there because I just thought it was a cool name. Chicago State University. All right, off of 95th. All right. This is Plan Your Greatness, and this is Carlton Hamilton. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are going through the series, the introduction series, because I'm going through every section of the book, and I'm breaking it down as far as what it's talking about. I'll be going through every chapter. I'll be going through every chapter as well. Hopefully, each chapter I can sum it up in one video, but this one particularly, I knew I needed to break it down in at least 5 videos. Because in the introduction, I tell you a little bit about myself, but what I do is I introduce you to the 5 stages of grief that I went through as I was climbing myself out of this hole of depression and suicide and all the other stuff. Sometimes I look back at that and for people, now this is for all the people out there that have gone through thinking of suicide, attempting suicide, gone through depression. You guys I sympathize with all of you because you know you can sympathize with me. For me, even mentioning that I was in a depressed state, for me, even mentioning that I was doing things that was suicidal behavior. I never cut my wrist. I never took a bunch of drugs or anything like that. But I was actively, or I was indirectly doing things that I look back on now that I was trying to kill myself. Now I would talk about that a little bit now as far as, when we get in this, but this is the section in the introduction where I talk about the 3rd stage. The first stage of grief is denial. The second stage of grief, I believe is it anger? Wait a minute, anger, what am I, bargaining. It's denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. Okay, so this is the second one. We've gone through, we already talked about denial. We are now talking about anger. Okay? And this is what I noticed real early in that process, is that once I came out of denial, I was getting pissed off. And so I became very angry at myself. And I started asking why. I started first thinking of, why was I given this gift to play ball? It made me frustrated when it ended. So why wasn't I blessed with just being a regular guy? Why wasn't I blessed with the academic skill, which is, I'm smart now, but at that particular time, why wasn't, just why didn't I have? So these are things, why wasn't I a better criminal? Like I said, I started doing that. Why didn't I make the better choices? There was a moment in my life that I ended up marrying this one girl, but I went back and started looking. Why didn't I make that choice? You just start second guessing yourself. And then I asked myself, why didn't I reach out to family or friends when I started going down that, that downward slope? Why didn't I reach out at that very crucial time? Then, now as I'm going through those stages of anger, I'm starting to come out of it because I was beating myself up. Now what I started to do, I started blaming others. I started blaming my mom, my dad, my siblings, the school system, the government, my coaches. You name it, I was blaming them all. Oh, you had a part in this. You did this. You said this to me. You didn't do that. You didn't love me this way. It was just an endless. And it got so to the point where it actually put me to sleep every night. It was exhausting, physically and mentally exhausting, that it made me frustrated. It made me more depressed because when you get into that space, what you start doing is you start looking around and you start telling yourself that you lack resources. That's one of the things that I believe, that when you get in these states, you start looking around and finding holes. Oh, I don't have this, or this didn't happen. I can't do this, I can't do that. Now, and I mentioned this before in another video, when you're an elite athlete, you feel invincible and you feel entitled. So when you feel invincible and entitled, you think on a very resourceful level. So what I was doing is I was going the very opposite. Instead of thinking very resourceful, I saw myself as limited, lacking the resources. Now, I'm coming out of this place of anger. But here's what's interesting. As I came out of that anger, I started noticing things that I did. I noticed that as I was going through that very depressed, anger-filled, lack of resources, I needed something quick to make me feel better. So what did I gravitate to? I gravitated to pornography real quick. And now this was back in the day before pornography was all on cell phones and easily accessible. You had to go to a store, rent or buy a video, had your VHS, plug that sucker in, and watch it on television. So I had this regular routine. I was finding these places and all other stuff like that. So, and what it did was actually each time that I watched the video, I can look back now and I can say it sank me deeper and deeper and deeper into depression. Because what will happen is I would watch a movie, get highly aroused, have an orgasm, and now once that orgasm is gone, I hit bottom again. I feel like crap. And now I'm looking for something else. You know, during that refractory period, I'm looking for something else to make me feel better. So it was just a messy cycle. And at the same time, that if I didn't have the pornography, I would be going out all the time, looking for vulnerable women to have sex with. And at the same time, as soon as I had that orgasm, that intimacy was gone during that whole moment, I was feeling like shit again. So it was a horrible cycle. And the other thing is with that, like I said before, that I was doing things indirectly trying to kill myself. I had bought myself a new car, Ford Probe, 1995, blue, chrome wheels, 24 valve. It was made to drive fast, but not a regular dude like myself and somebody who was under the influence of alcohol, because I had gone out all hours of the night somewhere in Phoenix. And then now I was on my way home. And as I was on my way home, I could see the speedometer right now as I'm talking to this camera. It was hitting 100, 110, 115. And I'm taking turns, you know, on the new freeway. In the Phoenix area, this was when the 202 was first opened, the north end of it, where it went down to Gilbert Road or Country. I think it went down to Country Club or whatever it did. And it just started, it was a connecting from downtown. So I was flying on this. Nobody was on this road. And I was going 110 miles an hour. Now that's casual driving for Jeff Gordon or Rusty Wallace. But somebody like myself, I'm literally trying to kill myself. So that was what I looked at as I went through denial. And then that once I came out of denial, I transferred into this anger. And then through that process of being very angry with myself, then blaming others, I started realizing that I was making these bad choices that was causing this cycle of anger and frustration. And then as I was coming out of that, I went into the next phase, which is bargaining. So this is Carlton. This is Carlton Hamilton, Plan Your Greatness. Now, the next video that I'm going to share with you is going to be talking about the other stage of grief, which is bargaining. So, all right, with this video, like this video, share this video, and subscribe to this video, because this is Carlton Hamilton, and this is Plan Your Greatness. And I'm going to say this again. Plan your greatness, because nobody else will. All right? I look forward to talking to you again next time.